This is a pretty smart group, even though there's only a few of you. And I don't think we have to spend, as I normally do, an entire day on figuring out what weights are. Probably what's going to be the best use of our time here is putting together the weights and the common unit measures, the zeros and ones and something in between. So here's a typical problem here. Somebody's trying to expand the chain of convenience stores. They have 3 locations they want to choose from to put their new Quickie Mart or whatever up. And there's a bunch of stuff they have to consider. So, first what I want you to do is turn all these into zeros and ones and something in between, into common unit measures. So, just like we did yesterday, which one of these is the best? Well, traffic in this instance is going to be good. So 19,000, that would be your 1. 15,000 would be your 0. And then the middle number, if you recall, is middle minus worst over best minus worst. So this would be, 16,000 minus 15,000 divided by 19,000 minus 15,000. And that will give you your common unit measure, the middle number. So in this case, what is that? A quarter? 0.25? Next one, population within 2 miles. Again, you would want more people around you in order to have more walk-in traffic. So looks like location 3 wins again. This looks like this one's the least. And again, this one, it's in the middle somewhere. Again, it's 45,000. I'm sorry. Again, it's 50,000 minus 45,000 over 55,000 minus 45,000. So it's going to be 5,000 over 10,000, which turns into 0.5. Do it again and again. Okay, so now that that's done, you now have to go through and figure out the weight. Now, this isn't you buying a convenience store. This is Cousin Larry. Cousin Larry thinks that the cost of the property is much more important than the distance to the nearest competitor. But if you take a look at the points, they're all pretty important to him. He doesn't have any zeros. Seems like everything is pretty far up there. He doesn't have a whole lot of, like, I don't know, the insulation in the ceiling isn't that great. You know, he doesn't have any of that stuff in there. All these are all pretty high. So, again, we got to figure out the weight. The weight, again, is this number over the total. So it's going to be 85 over 335, because that is what all of these are added together. So now, and this is really what's going to happen from now on, for the next little part of the unit here, you're going to have a common unit measure, the zeros, the ones, the something in between. You're going to have a weight, how much of each one of these categories is important to you. And then you're going to multiply those things together. And that will get you your actual total. That'll get you the facts of the case multiplied by your emotions, multiplied by how much you want that thing. So we currently have common unit measures and weights. We got to multiply those together to get our actual totals. So, traffic through intersections. Actually, let's just let's copy and paste this whole thing right down here. That's our common unit anyway. And what I'm going to do with this is multiply these by their category weights. What I mean is, traffic through intersection is worth to Cousin Larry about 0.25 of his total. All the stuff he cares about about buying this particular property, a quarter of it has to do with traffic to the intersection. So for this entire row here, I'm going to multiply each of these by the weight of 0.25. So 0.25 times 0.25 . 0.0625. 0 times 0.25, just 0. 1 times 0.25, 0.25. Next up, population within 2 miles. According to Cousin Larry, that's 0.24 of his total emotion. All the stuff he cares about with this property, 0.24% of the time. Or, sorry, 0.24 of the time, 24% of the time. That's what he cares about. So each one of these has to be multiplied by 0.24. So 0.5 times 0.24 is 0.12. 0 times 0.24 is 0. 1 times 0.24 is 0.24. Next up is distance to the nearest competitor. He cares about that 0.21. That's his emotion on this particular subject, turned into a number. So I'm going to multiply all of the common unit scores and the distance to the nearest miles, or distance to the nearest competitor, by 0.21. So 0.3 repeating times 0.21 will give me 0.07. 1 times 0.21 will give me 0.21. 0 times 0.21 give me 0. And finally, same thing here. Cost of the property, that's worth 0.30 to Cousin Larry. So anywhere down here where you see cost of property, you got to multiply the common unit by 0.30. So 0.57 times 0.30. 1 times 0.30 and 0 times 0.30. And when that's done, what you're going to do is add them up. So 0.0625 plus 0.12 plus 0.07 plus 0.171 . 0 plus 0 plus 0.21 plus 0.30. 0.25 plus 0.24 plus 0 plus 0. Now that we have all those, which one of the properties does Cousin Larry want to get? Which one should he choose? Again, based on the actual facts of the case, the common unit measure, his emotions, the weights, multiplied together, and then added up. According to this, he should get location 2. Although, this is pretty close. Location 3, right? So maybe in the real world, if this was a real situation, you would tell him, as the industrial engineer, as the operations researcher, you would tell Cousin Larry, pick location 2, but location 3 is not far behind. You might want to, get some more criteria. Talk about the insulation in the ceiling. So that's what I'm going to have you do for the rest of the time here. You're going to find common unit measures. You're going to find weights. You're going to multiply them together. All of the rest of the worksheets you're going to get are going to have 3 tables on them. You got to fill them all out.